If you have had any experience with tarot, then you've probably heard the name Rider-Waite-Smith. This is the name of a deck that revolutionized tarot practice in the 20th century. It's a current template for decks that are made today. But who the heck were these people? And why is this deck named after three people with their names hyphenated? Well, I'm Carly from Soundsight Studios in Austin, Texas, and today I want to introduce you to three people who changed the course of history for tarot readers like me. Let's talk about Arthur Edward Waite, Pamela Colman Smith, and William Rider. Let's go. Arthur Edward Waite was born in Brooklyn, New York, to British parents, but his dad passed away right after he was born. His mom, needing a little support, relocated the family back to her hometown in England. Waite began studying esotericism at the age of 21 in the library at the British Museum. This is where he discovered the writings of Eliphas Levi, a French occultist. So moved by that work, Waite believed he found his direction in life. Soon after, he joins the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, and this is where he meets Pamela Colman Smith. He commissioned her to do the artwork for a tarot deck he wanted to create. He gave very specific and clear instructions for all of the major arcana cards, but he offered her creative freedom to do whatever she thought was best for the 56 minor arcana cards. So who was Pamela Colman Smith? She was an illustrator, a miniature set designer, and a multimedia artist. Over the span of her career, she illustrated 20 different books and 2 volumes of Jamaican folklore. She also ran the Green Sheaf Press. This focused on publishing the work of women authors. Her friends knew her by the name Pixie. She was born in England to American parents. She moved to the United States to study art at the Pratt Institute, but she had to cut her studies short and go back to England to take care of her mom. There, she was rumored to host excellent salons, well attended by artists in her local community, and she made a living by designing miniature sets for artists like Bram Stoker. In the internet age, a lot of people have falsely reported that Pamela Colman Smith was a person of color. This just isn't true. She was born to wealthy, white parents. The confusion lies in her deep appreciation of Jamaican folklore and culture that she developed as a child. After she was born in London, her family relocated to Kingston, Jamaica, for her father's work building railroads with the West India Improvement Company. They took trips to the United States to visit her grandfather, Cyrus Porter Smith, the former mayor of Brooklyn, and her uncle, the prominent landscape painter, Samuel Colman. Her Jamaican nanny instilled in her a love of the local folk tales and the culture. And this has been the source of confusion about her ethnicity that gets repeated on message boards and blogs across the internet. In her adulthood, she moved to London, England, and joined the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. Here, she met the Irish revolutionary, poet, and Nobel laureate William Butler Yeats, who is a fellow society member, and he introduced her to the occult scholar Arthur Edward Waite, a man who is seeking an artist to bring his tarot deck to life. This brings us to the name Rider. Who was this, and why is their name on our tarot deck today? This was the printer in 1909 that published the deck designed by Pamela Colman Smith and Arthur Edward Waite. William Rider and Sons was established in London in 1908. They bought out Philip Welby, a boutique occult book publisher. Rider and Sons continued this focus on books that related to spirituality and occultism, and what they printed ranged from tarot decks all the way over to Bram Stoker's Dracula. The firm was acquired by Random House Publishing UK, which we know of today as Penguin Publishing. Rider's motto is new ideas for new ways of living. And they do still publish books on spirituality and the occult, but they've expanded their offerings to include all of the nonfiction and fiction books that you would expect from any publisher. These three contributors brought together their insights, artistry, and production and distribution skills to create this deck, which was originally simply titled Tarot Cards. On subsequent printings, the title Tarot Cards could not be copyrighted, so the contributor names were added instead. And this is what led us to our globally recognized and beloved tarot deck that we know today as the Rider-Waite-Smith. I loved researching the stories behind these very important characters in our tarot history. If you learned something from the video, let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe to this channel to get more cool tarot content like this. And remember to follow me on my socials to stay in touch with what I'm doing this week. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.